we go. Let's get him on the phone. Hisham Chibad, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, it's ringing. Could you handle that for me? Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, Hisham.
Yes, hello.
How are you doing, Hisham? It's L.Gates from the L&J Mixdown Show. You are on the air live.
Yeah, fine, thank you.
I want to thank you very much for doing this for us because a lot of people out there are confused with the topic of radical Islam and extremist Islam and Islam in period. People, a lot of non-Muslims just don't understand the religion, and what they really don't understand is how someone could change from being a Muslim extremist to becoming a Christian. Now, you're calling out of where? Illinois, correct?
Yes, Illinois.
Okay, now you sent me not too long ago your biography, and I sat down and I read this biography thoroughly. Now I want to ask you some questions based on your bio. Okay, here we go.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. Now you were born in Lebanon, okay, in the 1960s. Now this is directly from your bio. You said, I became aware that the country I lived in was divided along sectarian lines between Christians and Muslims. Those boys with French or Western names, in other words, the Christians, used to side with each other in any quarrel that took place, irrespective of what was right and wrong. Now, here's my question for you. Looking back as a child, how much did faith and religious belief play a part in the separation between Muslims and Christians?
I think faith and religion played maybe 50% of the role in dividing Christians and Muslims.
Okay, what was it?
And culture was all the other factor, because the Christians, especially women folks, they dressed in a different way. The names were different. Christians in Lebanon taught their children French before they taught them Arabic, you know.
Okay.
And so it was kind of a different culture within this milieu of Arab culture in the Middle East, really. So the Christians were different in culture, not only in faith. And I could say that, just to correct the word Christian here, most of them were cultural Christians, and they were not really giving a good example of Christianity. Christmas was an opportunity for revelry as well as New Year's Eve. And if anybody wanted to have a party, Muslims, I mean, they used to go head to the Christian neighborhoods because it's more kind of acceptable, or there are more restaurants and places to party there. You know, discos, etc. Yeah.
Okay, so you were saying that the Christians there, they were cultural, but they really didn't have much faith.
Yes, right.
Okay.
Most of them.
Okay.
The Christians who are kind of evangelical are 1% of the Christians in Lebanon, and the Christians are 30% of the Lebanese population right now. They used to be 50% in my childhood, I think. Yeah.
Okay, now I want to go into your entrance of extremism. You wrote in your bio, you said this. You said, I was only 13 when an extremist Muslim group recruited me 2 years before the Lebanese Civil War broke out in 1975. You said the young man who was leading the discussions in the corner of this mosque where you used to meet was around 20. He was bright and educated and drew our attention to the political privileges that the Christians, who were the minorities, had in Lebanon, and the grievances of the Muslims, who were the majority. Now here's my question. As an adult, you're an adult now, or rather you're at least 13 years old, did you see and really believe that the separation was indeed more of a political one now that you're older?
Well, in those days, I still insist that the separation was both political and religious.
Okay.
Lebanon has been a misfit since its conception. Lebanon was formed in 1923 by the Allied forces after the Second World War, and they gave the Christian minority privileges. I mean, it was not really, the word minority doesn't fit here, but now they are a minority.
Right.
They were around 50% of the country, and they gave them the privilege to be the presidency. They gave now, still till now, it's a ceremonial position maybe, but in those days, the president of the country, who's a Maronite Christian, means Catholic that follows Saint Maron, he had the executive power, the president, like the U.S. president today. Nowadays, it's different. After the Civil War, they shifted the executive power to the cabinet, to the office of the prime minister, kind of. So in those days, the political privileges that were taken by the minority, if I can say, or by the Christians, aggravated really the situation, as well as the Palestinian presence, armed presence, the militias, who were launching attacks on Israel from South Lebanon and really turned South Lebanon into a Fatah land. If you know what Fatah, the PLO armed wing, they turned really South Lebanon into a zone, a war zone, where they used to shoot into Israel. Then Israel would
return fire,
kind of retaliate and burn and kill and destroy villages, Lebanese villages. So the aggravation on both sides was real. It was political as well as, but the division was religious, really as well. So all these factors played an important role, especially if you were living in the 70s in Lebanon. Either you lived in a Christian.
Hello? Did we lose him?
There are checkpoints where if you are a Christian going into the Muslim area, you may be arrested and disappear or killed or slain, and vice versa.
Okay.
Most the Christians really, if I can, I'm looking really at it in an objective way, because this would lead maybe to your next question.
Well,
the Christian militias were more ruthless, really, in executing civilians and killing civilians who crossed by mistake, or there were skirmishes in the Civil War, and there were lulls during the Civil War, and people went to their jobs, and Christian militias used to set up checkpoints and arrest and kill people according to their because the religion is mentioned in the ID. So if you pull over somebody and check their ID, you can know whether they are Christian or Muslim, and they were very ruthless in that. Yeah.
All right. Well, with that said, I want to.